Because normally, that's how I play the intro.
Yeah.
So no, you need
Bend it
that.
or something.
Except I'm looking at this.
Acoustic
I don't
guitar,
bend
that's
so
tough,
good.
yeah.
I'm not a blues player yet, and I don't. And I just not getting out of control. And sure enough, I know that the intro is really ragged.
Oh, right. Because so you're kind of torn between the new
well,
advice.
I was trying to
and-
do it the right way, but
Yeah.
I just couldn't.
You know what? So,
Couldn't get it to go.
so here's a nickel piece of advice on that. When you bend a note, especially on acoustic guitar, when you bend any note, use 3 fingers.
3 fingers. Well, I was trying to make room for 2.
No. 3 like this. 3 on the same string.
Oh.
So then put these two, all 3 of these,
Yeah.
and put them all on the string. There you go. A lot more strength in this than in this.
Yeah, I thought of that.
Yeah. See? And so now you can get that whole half step out of there that you need. But with 1 finger, there's no way. Yeah.
Did you get that?
This was mostly, this note I'm on right here is G. Okay, the 8th fret of the 2nd string. And a major scale follows a pattern of whole steps and half steps, right? And kind of on top of this, okay. So you have half steps between the 3rd and 4th note and the 7th and 8th note, right? And that comes from a C scale that has no sharps and flats in it. So it just follows, oh, my keyboard's been moved. Someone stole my piano. But you got that, right? Okay. So every major scale follows that pattern, and that's what makes it a major scale, is it follows the C pattern.
For the minor, the 3rd goes down a half step. And the 6th also?
Yeah.
Down a half step?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that's comparing a minor, and actually one more thing. So 3 notes change to make the scale minor.
Oh.
Okay, but we'll get back, I'll get to that. No, we're going to divert into that right now since you brought it up. Because, so every major scale, if we define that pattern as the C pattern. It's the pattern we get from C to C with no sharps and flats.
Right.
Okay? And if we were to start on a different note and play only white keys, we would get a different pattern.
Yeah, then it's the different modes.
That's the different modes.
Doors
There are
are-
7 of them.
yeah.
Exactly. And so all you have to know about those is what note a mode is tied to the way a major scale is tied to C. C is the example of all major scales. D is the example of all Dorian scales. So a Dorian scale follows the D pattern. And if you think about the D pattern, it just means it has D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D in it. The 7 natural notes starting with D, which means it goes D, E, F, half step at 2 and 3, because that's where E and F were. G, A, B, C, half step at 6 and 7, because that's where B and C fell. And then another whole step to 8. So there's no point in memorizing where the half steps are in all the different modes, because it'll only take a second to figure out what it is if you know what note gives the example of that mode.